Hello, I'm Karen Seitz, the happiness expert, and welcome to the Happy Wife School. Today, I want to talk about platonic friendships and the top 3 reasons that married women have male friends. The reason I want to talk about this is that in 10 years of working with married women, it is very common that they will ask me, is it okay for me to still have my male friends in my marriage? Or they can't understand why their husbands get upset or jealous or concerned that they are spending time with their male friends. So today we're going to set the record straight once and for all. Before we do that, please hit the like button on this video. Consider subscribing to my channel if you haven't already. If you are subscribed, be sure to hit the bell so that you are notified when I put new videos out. Let's dive in. Right from the get-go, want to get it on the table. It is not possible to be married and have a male friend that is just a friend.
Yes, that's right. They can be friends.
I know this speaking as a woman, having worked with hundreds of women by this point. We can't just have a male friend that's just a friend. We tell ourselves a story why we hang on to these friends, and we are not honest with ourselves. And we're not honest with our husbands why we continue to have a relationship with our male friends from the past. Secretly, underneath our story that we tell ourselves and our husband, there is always a hidden agenda and there is always an ulterior motive. And that's what we want to get into today. In general, I don't believe that married couples should be friends with the opposite sex. It brings unnecessary drama, unnecessary temptation into the relationship when that energy should be focused on the marriage and focused on the relationship. As a rule, in my marriage, I do not have friends that are men, and I do not spend one-on-one time with men outside of a professional setting. And I do that to hold myself to a high standard of integrity and character. And that's what I teach my female clients as well. So let's get into these top 3 reasons, the C reasons why, as married women, we have male friends. The number 1 reason is, as women, we crave and want male attention. We are attracted to the male energy that our male friends provide, and we look to get that attention, how they make us maybe feel important or special or attractive. We feel we're not getting that from our husbands, so we seek it in our male friends because they pay us that attention. To me, the sad part about this and our continued desire as women to have that male attention is that we give these friends our time, our warmth, our kindness, our energy, all while withholding these things from our husband. Be sure to check out my video on how women withhold from their husbands. We will ask these male friends for advice on our marriage. We'll share intimate details about the issues and challenges in the marriage and relationship, which is incredibly disrespectful to our husbands and disrespectful to our marriage. And again, we're taking energy away from our marriage, taking energy away from the relationship that we have with our husbands and putting that toward some other man. And we have all these excuses and stories why we hang on to these friends. And again, it's completely unnecessary. The number 2 reason that married women have male friends, we want to back up. We want a backup plan and we want a backdoor from our marriage when things get hard. To me, this is a character issue of not taking our vows and commitment to our husbands seriously and being uncommitted to ourselves in the marriage. Because the thing is, as women, is that we run when things get hard. We think the grass is greener somewhere else. The grass is never greener anywhere else because where you go, there you are. And oftentimes we will come running back, realizing the grass is not greener, never taking accountability and responsibility for our poor behaviors and having these back doors from our marriage. The 3rd reason that married women have male friends, we hold on to the fantasy of love. Be sure to check out my video on women and our fantasy of romantic love. So we continue to believe that there is some man out there who can fill that emptiness on us and give us those feelings of new romantic love permanently. But they can't because, again, it's a fantasy. And so when that fantasy and that honeymoon phase is over in the relationship, as women, we have male friends because they can fill that emptiness, and we create fantasies about what life might be like with them or what a relationship with them might be like. This is why, as women, we might hold on to a friendship and relationship with our first love, our first boyfriend, the one we thought got away. Or I hear this is common anymore, where you might be Facebook friends with your boyfriends from your past or from high school. And it leaves, again, this back door open, but allows us to feed that fantasy in our minds that there's some man out there that could give us those lasting feelings of romantic love. That's not our husband. And there's a quote that I really like, an older movie, I believe from the 90s, with Harrison Ford, and I forget the woman in it right off the top of my head, but it's called Sabrina. And there's a quote from it that says, "Beware of an illusion. It has no flaws." And this is what we begin to do as women with these male friends, especially that we hold on to from our past and our younger years, is we create these fantasies about what life would be like with them. But we have to realize that once that illusion is busted, once the reality sets in, we maybe see a shortcoming they have or a quirk that they have, then that illusion gets busted and we are disappointed again and again and again. So those are the top 3 reasons that married women have male friends. Number 1, to get attention, male attention. Number 2 is to have a back door, to have a backup plan. And number 3, that we hold on to this fantasy of love. So ladies, it's not appropriate to have male friends when you are a married woman. It is outside of having character, it's outside of our integrity, and it leads to unnecessary temptation in the relationship. Even if we never act on it, those thoughts, those intentions count, and your husband can feel it. The solution to the underlying reasons and the ulterior motives that we hold on to male friends, ultimately, it's to fill, again, this emptiness that we have inside of us. It's just our humanness. And what we have to do is we have to learn to give ourselves and find within ourselves the good feelings that we are craving from another man. We have to learn to have a healthy relationship with ourselves, to feel good about who we are so that we become whole within ourselves. And then there's nothing you don't feel like you're deprived or something or that you need male friends. I feel nothing is missing in my life by not having male friends. There's nothing I'm missing out on. There's not some part of me that I feel like isn't getting fulfilled because I have that within myself and having a healthy relationship with me. So I call the path and journey of building a healthy relationship with ourselves as women, learning to feel good about who we are and filling ourselves up from the inside so that we can bring a whole version of who we are into our marriage to share with our husbands. I call that the journey of being happy. And that's what I teach women in my happiness course and then my advanced course, the Happy Wife program. You can find a link to learn more about those in the description below. Men, here's what I want you to take away from this video. If your wife has a male friend, you can know and be certain that it is a backdoor, which means she is not fully committed and she has a backup plan for when things get hard. The more adamant and vehement your wife is when you confront her about her male friends, then you can know there is some hidden agenda and something behind the facade of being just friends because she's hiding the male attention that she is secretly desiring. Do not be naive to think that they're just friends. I also want good men to understand that it can be challenging when you have women from your past, friends from your past or growing up, and they reach out and they wanna reconnect, and good men are often naive to this, thinking the women just want to be friends. Also, if good men are at a point in their relationship or marriage where they have been crushed and emasculated, then they may be looking for that womanly energy from another woman. But until they get to that point, oftentimes good men are very naive about women wanting to be friends with them. So don't be fooled by your wife and don't be fooled by other women wanting to be friends with you. There is an ulterior motive. And if that other woman is married, you just wanna think about what I taught in this video today, that she's someone else's wife, and she's a woman, and has these ulterior motives, so don't get caught in that web and caught in that trap. So, thank you so much for being here today and letting me share this important topic. Let me know in the comments what you think about having friends with the opposite sex when you are married or experiences you have had with that. Remember to like the video on your way out. Again, consider subscribing to my channel if you haven't already and hit the bell below so you're notified when I put new videos out. Thank you all so much, and I will see you again very soon.